Hey everyone, Merry Christmas! Pokemon X with only one Chansey was such a brutal run with how most of that early game went. Let's follow up with a Christmas present to myself. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Fire Red with a team of only one Regice? Now this is a present to myself because it's probably going to be faster than my usual challenge, and after months of streams followed by a month and a half of non-stop Haven recording, followed by the Chansey run, I could do something a little bit easier. I mean, it should be easy based on these stats, right? But when you look at the level up moves, we only start with Explosion, and we really don't learn anything that we care about. Every attacking move that we learn, other than Icy Wind and Zap Cannon, are physical, not special. Considering we have the same attack stat as an Oddish, that's really not good. Now, things look a little better if you look at the TM moves, but there's some problems here too. Ice Beam and Thunderbolt are the obvious choices as a special attacker, but this is Fire Red, and that means that those are both very expensive Game Corner TMs, meaning that we're not likely to get either of them until we're more than halfway through the run, and I won't get the other one until I'm close to the Elite Four at best. No matter what, we're gonna have to rely on at least some physical moves, and that might mean that we have to use Curse to boost our attack, but lower our speed. Plus, as an Ice type, we have some very common weaknesses. I don't think this will be as easy as you may have guessed when clicking on the video. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I know I can win, is just about how surprisingly difficult different parts might be. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Regice. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoy this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Regice, so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Bulbasaur so that our rival would have Charizard, probably the hardest for us to fight. Our nature is Rash, for more special attack and less special defense. I'm sure we're going to lose a lot of special defense to that, but we should still have more than enough to do well. I name him Santa. This is what you think of when you think of Santa, right? This is canonically what Santa looks like without his hat. Alright, so I'm sure some of you noticed right away when looking at the level up moves that this run is literally impossible. Why? Because we only have Explosion, and we don't learn any other moves until level 9. Well, obviously Explosion makes us faint, and because we lose on a tie, we can't win a single fight. There aren't any rare candies before any required fights in the game, nor is there a way to blow up and revive ourselves 5 times without getting our power points back to allow us to struggle grind, so it's literally impossible to make progress. That's why I'm just hacking in rare candies to get to level 9 to learn Icy Wind, then I'm sprinting ahead to get as much progress as I can without grinding. I don't really see this as any different than using a randomizer to start with Regice. If we're already modding the game to make it possible to start with the Pokemon for the sake of the challenge, then modding the game so that we can start at the level that it requires to make it possible just makes sense to me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna try and sprint through the early game as fast as I can, because I want to see how low of a level we can win all the major fights at. So first is the Rock Gym, and it's obviously easy since even at a low level, we can one-shot the Geodude and nearly one-shot the Onix. We did miss once since Icy Wind doesn't have perfect accuracy, but we'd have to have missed a lot to actually lose this fight. Now who do you think I fight next, Water Gym or a rival? I figure our rival might be easier since we only have Icy Wind. I'll try that first. On our way there though, I took the Helix Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. So we got to our rival at level 14, a lower level than his team. Icy Wind was obviously great for Pidgeotto, but really not all that strong against Charmander. Thankfully, it wasn't really an issue. We probably should have lost, but a crit took out Charmander a turn early, and then we crit again later against the Rattata, who maybe could have taken us out, although I probably would have survived with a little bit of health left anyway. With that done, I decided to go do Nugget Road. I figure it's pretty obvious that we're not ready for the Water Gym yet if all we have is Icy Wind. I can get the TM for Secret Power and Brick Break, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure if I'll bother learning Brick Break yet, since I'm kinda iffy on if it's gonna be worth learning, but I know that Curse and Secret Power has potential to be a strong combo. Losing speed from Curse could for sure cause issues though. So I give the rival fight a try, and because of our low speed, it actually goes awful. I'm shocked I even made it to the end of the fight, but I'm not surprised at all that I lost. We may have good special defense, but our attack is mediocre, and we don't hit all that hard. I actually need to start fighting trainers to level up. I have to say, I'm really not feeling like I'm using a legendary right now. So I fought a few trainers to get up to level 28, and although we win pretty safely now, we still could have lost. It's crazy, even when they resist ice moves, our Icy Wind still does more damage than Secret Power. Our special attack is twice as high as our regular attack, so between that and the same type attack bonus, we're pretty much stuck using Icy Wind. Do you think we'll be able to overpower the Water Gym though? Because I'm pretty skeptical. Oh well, I was wrong. Here I was thinking that maybe the Water Gym would be hard, but Icy Wind was actually hitting them pretty hard. I guess I should have anticipated this though. Their only good moves are special moves, and we're pretty tanky in that stat. Plus, we got a crit to speed things up. Hey, let's go get a new move! So the Electric Gym was pretty easy other than near the end when we missed 2 Icy Winds in a row. I swear, the last month of my life has been all about missing 95 accuracy moves twice in a row. I feel like it happens every video now, and it's not even the first time that it's happened in this challenge. We still won easily though, and that nets us the TM for Shockwave. It's not great, but at least it's a special move. I'm gonna replace Secret Power because we're just awful with that move anyway. Alright, we're going through Rock Tunnel to get to the rest of the map, and I'm feeling pretty good about this middle part of the run. The early part was slow outside of the Rock Gym, but we've got a few fights coming up that should be pretty easy. We're super effective against both the Grass Gym and most of Giovanni's team, and the Pokemon Tower rival fight is always pretty easy. I'm thinking that the Poison Gym after might be a bit hard. It depends on if I can afford to buy Ice Beam yet. I doubt I can afford it though, I've skipped so many trainers. I do want to beat the Poison Gym as early as possible though, so that I can try the Fire Gym early. I really doubt I can beat the Fire Gym the moment I get there, but I think it'd be pretty fun to try. And of course, since this show is mostly fan-funded nowadays, if you want to see these videos early as well as get some other perks, then check out either the YouTube members page of this channel or my Patreon, linked in the description. Thanks. So first is the Grass Gym, who was obviously just a one-shot sweep. I'm actually a little surprised that I was faster than her whole team considering I'm not a very fast Pokemon. Next is Giovanni, and we actually ended up taking a decent chunk of damage in this fight. Partly because Icy Wind isn't very strong, and partly because we missed again. You know the saying, if it's not 100 accuracy, it's 50. The rifle fight right after actually ended up somehow being easier than the Giovanni fight. It's kind of funny seeing how well Icy Wind is suddenly doing against Pokemon that resist it. I think our special attack is finally getting to that tipping point where we can really overpower your average Pokemon. I don't think it's gonna last all that long though. So, while I travel, let's plan this out a little bit. Poison Gym, then either our rival or the Fire Gym, depending on how the Poison Gym goes. I'm gonna grab a Quick Claw beforehand, since I can get that now, and I figure that our low speed is just gonna bite us in the Fire Gym. My biggest worry about the Poison Gym is that we're gonna get poisoned early and Muck is gonna spam Minimize. Now thanks to Clear Body, we actually don't have to worry about Smokescreen for once, so that's pretty nice. I'm also really close to that point where I could convert all my money into coins and get a TM, so I'm thinking I take Ice Beam first. We do have the same type attack bonus after all, and if we freeze them, then that makes our lives a lot easier. Let's just go and see what happens. Well, I didn't see that coming. I thought that the Poison Gym would be possible but take a ton of tries, but no, it went great. Mind you, it's probably because we froze Muck with Ice Beam, but still. I guess I'll go try the Fire Gym next, but I really doubt I'm gonna win that one. So I tried the Fire Gym a bunch of times, and now that we have learned Amnesia, I can actually get pretty far. It takes a bunch of tries because sometimes we get crit or burned, but on this attempt we got all the way to the end. The problem is that Rapidash has some decent physical moves and can pretty easily paralyze us with Bounce. I don't think we can beat Arcanine yet, but I'm impressed that we even got this far. Okay, now this fight blew my mind. It's the Silph rival fight, and I went in just assuming that I'd need to use Amnesia, but I figured I'd just use Ice Beam the whole time on my first try and just see how much damage I do. And yeah, I'm sure Amnesia would have gotten me a win, but instead Quick Claw saved us against Charizard, and we crit against the Water Onix at the end and just fluked our way through the fight. Hey, I'm not complaining, that was such a fast win. Next is Giovanni, who is obviously easy, but again, we took a lot more damage than I expected. This time it's because Poison Sting ended up poisoning us so that we took a decent chunk of damage over the course of the fight. Still, it's not too bad. I don't really know how the next chunk of the run is gonna go, though. I'm sure the Psychic Gym will be fine because of our high special defense, but I don't know how we're gonna beat the Fire Gym yet. Alright, Psychic Gym was a cakewalk. They hardly hurt us at all. We've only leveled up 3 times since the last Fire Gym attempt, though. I'll fight a few trainers before I get back there. So I got back to the Fire Gym and gave it a few tries. We're taking less damage, but we still need some solid luck to make it to the end. We didn't get paralyzed this time, but we still just lost. The problem is mostly that he's got so many hyper potions that he can outlast us. Feels weird to have to keep leveling to beat the gym with a legendary, but I guess in fairness, this is pretty weak by legendary standards, and it is the Fire Gym. I'm just happy that I have amnesia, or this would be so much worse. Alright, this one was heartbreaking. After many attempts, I got this one where I lucked out on Bounce missing us. He wasted his hyper potions on his weakest Pokemon. We nearly took out Arcanine, and then he crit takedown. I don't know if we would have won if he didn't crit. We'd probably still need Quick Claw to save us, but that was brutal. So I came back 5 levels later and decided I'd just see how much damage I was doing by not using Amnesia again. Not only did we sweep the start of the fight, but Arcanine was still on pace to beat me when I crit to take him down early. Hey, that may have been rough, but I think we might have smooth sailing all the way to the Elite Four now. Yeah, of course, the ground gym was incredibly easy since his whole team is weak to ice now. We've got the Earthquake TM from that, but our attack is so low compared to our special attack that I don't even know if it's worth learning. The last rival fight before the Elite Four was a pretty easy first try thanks to building up our special defense early, but we still could have lost if we got crit. Charizard couldn't use Flamethrower thanks to how high our special defense was, but we still lost a lot of health over the course of the fight. We won this fight, but I don't think we'd be able to win the Pokemon Champion fight the same way without more level ups first. Alright, now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. I'm not really sure how I feel about this. Lance should be easy, but Bruno could be a problem. Agatha probably won't be easy either, not totally sure. I don't really think our rival will be too horrible thanks to Clear Body and Amnesia, but I'm sure I'm gonna need more levels before I can win that one. They're just gonna brute force us at this point. Maybe when I'm around level 70, that'll be a win. Man, I really wish I had Thunderbolt, but I'm nowhere close to having enough money to get it thanks to avoiding so many trainers. I know people sometimes say that I should just cheat in more money to buy TMs from the game corner, and I'm not completely opposed to that, but I want to give it a try with Shockwave instead. As great as Thunderbolt is, we might not need that. Water Onix is double weak to electric moves anyway, so Shockwave might already be strong enough. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. This was a pretty easy first try thanks to Amnesia and them mostly being special attackers. Although Alapra's Body Slam paralyzed us and Confuse Ray obviously confused us. Parafusion is usually awful, but we got pretty good luck with it and only hit ourselves once. I don't think I even lost a turn to Paralysis. I don't think the next fight's gonna be easy though. A bunch of fighting types with strong physical moves and decent special defense. Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be a fight that we lose at for a while. Second is fighting trainer Bruno. Yeah, this went how I thought. He sent in both Onix first, we one-shot them, but then Hitmonchan was faster than us and hitting really hard with Sky Uppercut. We actually took him out, much to my surprise, but then Hitmonlee sped us and easily finished us off. Considering the Machamp right after won't be a one-shot, I don't see us winning this until we're either a little bit more tanky or faster than them. So I tried the fight again at level 67. No, I don't know what the meme is, and I'm only now realizing while typing this that everyone's gonna think that was intentional. I'm 33. I don't know your young people memes anymore, I'm sorry. This is just the level where I started being faster than them at. Anyway, it does help a little bit, but we get into the full restore loop with Hitmonlee that ends in us fainting. So we got one hit farther into the fight. I mean, I think I'll need to be level 80 to get a one-shot, but that might not be necessary. I'll try low level 70s and just see what happens. So at level 73, we're in this weird position where we sometimes one-shot Hitmonlee, but sometimes we don't. Cross Chop still messes us up really badly after, but sometimes that misses, so I see potential at winning this soon. I'll get to level 75 so the damage ranges are slightly more in our favor, then I'll grind out a bunch of attempts. Alright, well, I got 2 more level ups, and both of the Pokemon that I was rarely one-shotting before got one-shot. And Machamp didn't even try to hit us, so we won without taking a hit. That was weird. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha. I kind of thought this one would be hard, and I guess I did have issues the first few times due to getting confused, but we can actually one-shot basically her entire team, so it ended up being easy as soon as we stopped hitting ourselves. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. Yeah, this was basically a no damage sweep, other than taking a little damage from Ancient Power, no problem at all. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. First up is Pidgeot, and he could hardly hut us. Come on. So I built up our special defense with 3 Amnesias, then took him out with Ice Beam as our health was just above half. Rhydon was a one-shot, but next is Charizard. He's faster than us and he hit 2 Fire Blasts to knock our health down to only 66, but we got the 2-shot with Shockwave. Alakazam was also faster than us, but only hit us for 10 damage before we nearly one-shot him. Then he full restored 3 times in a row, as we kept hitting him down to red, just for the last Ice Beam to end up one-shotting him. Executor was a one-shot with Ice Beam, and last is Water Onix, who went down in 1 Shockwave. Not bad at all. Well, that was a fun and fast run. It actually would have gone much worse if not for Amnesia. I could see us having to be in the mid to high level 80s to win that, if not for being able to boost our special defense. And Clear Body definitely helped us too in places like the Poison Gym. I really hope you guys liked that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Platinum, with only Bug-type Pokemon. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments in the challenge request section of my Discord channel and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time, and guess what? We have more names on the $50 supporter shoutout tier. So let me just get my document open for that. Thank you so much, Jacob Busby, Javid Kusro, Grayson Fitz, Tara Luis, Alexandra Hedgeblog, Joel Mann, and the new people of Dark Soul and Young Smoky VP. Thank you so much for the continued support. Very much appreciated, especially in this holiday season. You know what blew my mind the other day? Today, the day of the voiceover is, sorry, I'm reaching for my clock over here. It is the 13th. It is the 13th of December right now when I'm doing this voiceover, and probably the day that this is going to go up both for the early access people on YouTube and on Patreon, because I should be able to get this whole thing edited today. This was pretty quick. Anyway, I was at the dentist the other day. I got a dentist appointment like every 6 months or so, and after I finished my appointment, I was at the desk and I'm booking my next appointment, and they had their holiday decorations up and everything, and they had a little thing on the counter that said how many days until Christmas. And it said 14 days. I just looked at it and I was like, is that right? And they're like, yeah, I think so. I guess none of us wanted to do the head math at the time. But oh man, it just blew my mind. I was like, what? But Halloween just happened. No, Halloween didn't just happen. It's December now. I've just been so busy with everything. I mean, if you guys have been listening to the outros, you know how busy I've been with the Haven and Hearth stuff. Been having a great time with that. The new world launch ended up going great. Things went really safe for us. Things have gone way smoother than the last several worlds for us. And we've got our little settlement up. We've got our wall up. It's obviously not completely finished with our grand plans of how we're going to expand the village, but it's been a really fun little side thing to do. I've been really enjoying making those videos on it and everything. And man, now that that's kind of set up and I can take that just a little bit slower, there's less of a rush on that now. Oh, I can finally stream again. I've been really wanting to stream, what was it, the Fire Red Rocket Edition. I think that's what that one was called. The Team Rocket ROM hack that I was playing, and Super Mario Mon, because Super Mario Mon is like unbelievably creative and high effort. So I really, really want to get back to playing those again. I'm going to stream them. I'm going to put them up on the YouTube channel. That's going to be really fun. It's just difficult. You know, there's so much going on right now. I've been having my own little health issues in the background too. It's, I think it's just my neck stuff. You know, it's like back in 2022. It's the stuff where I'm getting the pains in my back and my neck and my shoulder. I get the nerve pains down the sides, and sometimes I get these like weird, it almost feels like bloating feelings like down in my ribs, and sometimes I get some chest tightness with that, which makes me short of breath. When I'm short of breath like that, I can't do most of my job. Like, I can play Pokemon to some degree, especially if I'm standing, which thankfully I've got a wireless controller, so it's not a huge deal. But I gotta sit to type. If I want to stream, I gotta be sitting down for that. If I want to do a bunch of things, editing, I gotta be sitting down for that. If I'm using my keyboard and my mouse, I gotta be sitting down, you know? I don't have a standing desk, nor do I have that kind of disposable income. So it's been difficult. I'm just trying to take care of my body the best I can. But you know, health is what it is. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse. All I can do is stay on top of eating well and do my at-home physiotherapy stuff and hope things improve. So that's been holding me back a little bit, especially since like late November, early December. I don't even feel great today. Ever since I woke up, my ribs on my right side have felt weird. But on the upside, I've dropped some weight. That's nice. I've just been eating a little bit better, which is good, because for a while there I was quite inactive while I was doing a lot of work, and I wasn't always eating the best during that time. So it's been getting better about that again. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit better. I know some of you care about that stuff. I don't want to make the outro super, super long, especially because it was already kind of a short video. I hope that you have a Merry Christmas. I hope that you have a Happy New Year's. I hope that you enjoy any other December-based holidays you may have in your own culture or your own religion. I just hope that you have an awesome time this year. I hope 2025 worked out for you. I'll see you next week on the next Pokemon Challenge. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.